This little boy was sitting in bed. He was just crying. Mostly he needed someone to love him and spend some time with him. We found out that when hospitals have high-tech equipment, when the warranty runs out or when the service contract runs out, they typically replace it. He developed HIV infection from his mother when he was born. We got some funds for buying the retrovirus for him, and it just shows what so little can do over there.
Well, we start very early in the year to collect shoe boxes. The ladies just really enjoy coming over to work on this because they feel like they're doing something for somebody else. We started filling them with things that we've bought at the dollar store, and just everybody brings something.
There's no market for used equipment, or very little market for used equipment in the United States. They frequently destroy it. They take it out and hit it with a sledgehammer or just get rid of it. The girl on the right has a bruise on her face. She'd been abused, but she didn't want to talk about it. Really sad, a teenage girl who didn't have anyone to love her or care for her.
All throughout the year we collect clothes and sort them and sew buttons on. We collect tennis shoes and put new laces in them. Keep this orphanage pretty well fixed up.
And we got some exercise equipment for them so they can exercise, especially in the wintertime when it's so cold that they can't go outside. I realized I could go to a Central American country or Africa and operate for a week and help 25 or 35 or maybe 50 people. But when I left, things wouldn't be any different than they were before I came. But by changing the equipment that they have over there and helping the doctors learn how to use it, we can actually elevate the whole practice of medicine. We raised some funds to buy new beds for the orphanage, and they have boxes, or rather drawers under them, that the kids can keep what few items that they have.
We introduced peanut butter, for instance, to the orphanage, and they were really kind of cute, wondering what in the world it was, and it didn't take long to find they liked it.
The woman who runs it gave a room, and we've had some funds to fix it up and sort of a classroom that the people that go out there can use. One day a friend called and said, well, I think we could get into Ukraine. And at that time, if you had shown me a map of the world without labels on it, I couldn't have picked out Ukraine. Margie would take picture of the kids in the orphanage, and we have this little portable printer. She would print their pictures, and she had a bunch of frames that she took over, and she'd put them in the frames and give them to the kids. Some of them had never had a picture of themselves, maybe never even seen a picture of themselves. So that was a great experience for these kids.
We started out taking medical equipment, and we just took a tour of this orphanage, and it just looked like there was so much that could be done there.
This is the well as they're completing it, putting the concrete pipe down into it, and this is the top that will be on it when it's completely finished. But it also will provide water to irrigate a garden so they can have fresh vegetables in the summertime. One day we took something so mundane as an otoscope. That's what you look in people's ears with. And we gave it to a pediatrician, head of pediatrics at one of the hospitals in a town near Donetsk. And she wouldn't put it down. She said, I'll be the only doctor in this city with an otoscope. Now, I don't know how you take care of sick kids without being able to look in their ears and see that they have an ear infection. People here in the States have contributed money to send these kids to summer camp on the Black Sea. This is something that they could have never even dreamed of doing. Would just not have been something they would have considered because it was out of their reach completely. One mistake we made was going to an orphanage. We went to the one that Margie was talking about, the Karlovka Rehabilitation Center for Children.
Some of them do have parents, but the parents don't really want them.
And it was so bad. It was just awful. The children had no expression in their face, no joy in their lives. Margie just swore that that was going to have to change.
We could see that there was so much that could be done, and we've taken it on. And
the kids really haven't known love before, and having adults care enough about them to want to do that sort of a thing, and knowing that people over here in the United States care enough about them to send clothes and equipment and food and that sort of thing to them, gives them some hope in life. We think that's really very important.